It is a great satisfaction to greet you again. I hope you and your pet are well. Today we will talk about the following. Is it possible for dogs to be short-sighted? Is it real? Millions of people around the world wear glasses to see better. Nearsightedness is the most common vision problem that requires the use of glasses to correct it. We know that dogs suffer from many of the same eye diseases as humans, such as cataracts, glaucoma, and conjunctivitis. Can dogs also be nearsighted? How can you tell? Does nearsightedness affect their lives? 1. How does vision work? Let's briefly talk about how dogs and humans see the world, as this will help in understanding nearsightedness later on. We see the world when light bounces off objects and reflects into our eyes. Light enters the eye through the cornea and pupil. The pupil dilates or constricts to vary the amount of light entering the eye. The light then travels through the lens, a clear structure that focuses the light into a single point. The lens also adjusts to help focus light, similar to a camera focusing at different distances. Light travels through the back of the eye to the retina, a light-sensitive area of tissue that converts the light into an electrical signal. The electrical signal travels down the optic nerve to the brain. The brain then processes this image so we can understand the world around us. All of this happens almost instantly, and it does for your dog as well. 2. What is myopia? Myopia is a condition that causes distant objects to appear blurry. The opposite is hyperopia, in which nearby objects appear blurry. A person can have one or the other of these conditions, or even one in each eye. The degree of myopia is measured in diopters. 0.50 to 3.00 is mild, 3.00 to 6.00 is moderate, and below 6.00 is severe myopia. Nearsightedness is usually caused by the eyeball being too long or by abnormal refractive parts of the eye, cornea, lens, or fluids. In both cases, instead of directing light toward the retina, it is directed right in front of it. An image is still transmitted to the brain, but distant objects appear blurry, while nearby objects are normal, assuming there is no farsightedness. In addition to blurred vision, nearsightedness can cause headaches and eye strain, as well as retinal damage, glaucoma, high eye pressure, and cataracts. 3. Do dogs suffer from nearsightedness? As you might expect, it is quite difficult to determine if dogs are nearsighted, as they cannot read a series of increasingly smaller letters from a distance. However, there have been some studies on canine nearsightedness. In 1992, a study looked at myopia in 240 dogs using stripe retinoscopy, a technique that measures the degree of myopia by looking at the movement of light reflected off the pupil. Some of the dogs, all German Shepherds, also had tests that measured eye shape. They found that 160 eyes were considered hyperoptic, presbyopic, and most breeds had normal or slightly hyperoptic eyes. However, the average diopter in Rottweilers was concerning, with 64% considered myopic. In miniature Schnauzers, 50% were myopic, and in German Shepherds that were not guide dogs, 53% were myopic. An association was seen between age and abnormal diopter, with older animals more likely to have a condition called nuclear sclerosis, as well as myopia. A more recent study, from 2016, looked in detail at the effects of age on canine myopia. They measured the diopter, using an autorefractor, of 9 beagles and compared it to their age. None of the dogs had cataracts affecting their vision. But 3 did have nuclear sclerosis, the aforementioned condition in which the lens becomes denser over time. The condition is generally thought not to affect vision. The study found that older dogs had a lower diopter, indicating that they were more nearsighted. In contrast, younger dogs were able to slightly adjust their lenses to different light conditions, indicating greater flexibility than older dogs. They concluded that older dogs are more likely to be nearsighted. Subsequent studies have further investigated the condition in Labradors. Initially, the diopter of 75 Labradors was measured using stripe retinoscopy, as well as the eye dimensions of 57 of them. They found that 11, 14.7%, were myopic in one eye and 6, 8.0%, were myopic in both eyes. Summary of findings. Overall, we can conclude that while most dogs have normal vision, certain breeds are predisposed to myopia or hyperopia. The anatomical reason for this appears to vary, but may be associated with the length of the eyeball, the shape of the cornea, or abnormalities in the lens. Older dogs are more likely to become myopic, but there is no evidence that nuclear sclerosis increases this risk. There is likely to be a high hereditary factor in myopia, as related dogs are more likely to be myopic. Guide dogs and other working dogs are less likely to be myopic. It is a pleasure to inform you and help you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you should do it now. Take care of yourself and your furry friend. A hug, and until the next video.